Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Arknights reaction. If you're wondering what the band-aid is on my forehead, it's because I went to the lobotomy corporation and they took me literally. But in actuality, it's just the fact that I had a giant Mount Vesuvius on my forehead and it finally decided to erupt, as is human life. So I'm covering it because it looks really bad on camera. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I'm going to be listening to Echoism today. I have seen this one in a few comment sections around, so I'm like, you know what? I should be getting to a few more of these. I obviously already listened to Arsonist, and I know there's a few others yet, but this was one I've seen pretty much most often out of all my comment sections. So, without further ado, let's go. Ooh. That was a weird way to start that. Felt like I was being loaded in. I recognize that voice. Wait, maybe not. I thought I recognized that singer. Maybe it's not who I was thinking it was. I'll check later. Ooh. Oh, it teased you. Alright. I've been teased. I had to wait a second. And your final moment set me free. Gentle flowing thoughts in time. Sometimes yours and sometimes mine. Oh, this is beautiful. I might get a little bit nerdy on the music theory with this one. The harp. Ooh. Going a little R&B here? Definitely has that like 90s romance pop R&B. Even down to the melody. Gazing through a looking glass to a new reality. Woven tied by fate, leaves a trail. Switching between the ears really threw me off. It's doing it again. Okay, she didn't do it again. Oh. Bruh. Sometimes the song just needs to work through its own shit, you know? Gotta learn to let things cook. Gave me a shiver. I really like that. Very sharp. That's a cool accent. I love that little thing. That's so cool. Ooh, I'm gonna be nerdy. All right, so I just spent a lot of time working out this song, what the key was in. I had to feel it out a lot. I didn't really look anything up, and I probably should have, but the song itself is most likely in E minor. It's a little bit hard to tell, but given that it feels a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more sad, I'm going to assume that it's E minor and not its relative G major. But the reason I was kind of confused if it was an E minor or a G major is because the chord that pretty much the entirety of the melody in the first part of the song is a G major 7th chord. You get this beautiful walk up and down this chord like The entire song is around that. That's it. It's just that chord. It's beautiful. I love it. It's so pretty. But the reason that I kind of figured it wasn't minor was because the entirety of the song has that much more lax, somber feeling to it, which means it's probably using more minor chords throughout than major. I wasn't gonna try digging through the entire song and figuring out every little intricacy. I don't have the time for that in these videos, but it's still really cool that a G major 7th is the root of the main melody of the harp in the beginning, and it just kind of builds off that and goes into the chorus. And honestly, even as we get into the chorus, it kind of keeps that root near that G major 7th. It does move down to more white keys, especially in the melody. The singer obviously moves around a little bit more to keep the top line locked in, but the root of pretty much every single combination of notes here is actually F sharp, which I think is really beautiful. Rooting everything around that F sharp really feels very floaty. It still could, I suppose, be a G major, but I'll be honest that I'm not fully sure if it is minor or major. It could be either or. Both the minor and major are made out of the exact same notes, just played slightly differently in the scale. So it utilizes all the same stuff, but with the core thought of sad equals minor key, then it's probably E minor. A reminder that I'm not like super into music theory. I'm working on it, but I'm not a professional, so I could be off on that. Either way, beautiful, and I know I got the notes right. I'm not sure if it's actually written in G or E. And I really love that this song actually evolves into what I was calling kind of an R&B feel earlier, because it kind of is. It's not exactly R&B for the record. It's definitely got its own little flair in there, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was inspired by like 90s R&B. It has a lot of that same flavor to it. It uses the same key that a lot of songs did for that genre at that time, and it just sounds so much like a love song from that era that it would be hard to call it really anything else as a genre. I really like how that feels. It's slow, it's methodic, it's very telling of the emotion of the song, and I think that that all helps the lyrics carry through as kind of a love song, albeit it feels more like Friends in this context. Like there were people who leaned on each other quite a bit, but it's like, at least with the image on screen, I'm assuming that it's this girl standing behind Amiya, just like being kind of a presence in her life at some point, even if she's not there now, and they're reflecting on the moments they spent together and how their relationship blossomed from what it was to what it became, whether or not that was through loss and grief or mutual benefit. It's really hard for me to tell, not knowing the story of this game, but this song is beautiful, and I really love how it feels. That R&B flair is something I haven't heard in a bit, and it's just really nice to lock into that and try to work out what made this song feel the way it did. Also, between the cut there, I just scrolled down and realized that this is an Adam Gubman piece, so I'm sure he's going to comment on this, or at least send me a message and correct me if I'm absolutely stupid and wrong. And now with that in my mind, I am both terrified but also curious to see how accurate I was from the guy who wrote it himself. So Adam, if you're out there watching this, please let me know how accurate I was, if I was in the right ballpark with the key and the feel and everything, the inspiration being R&B, etc., because this is really pretty. I love this song. It's just, I want to stick my teeth into it and play it and like learn the chords, but I'm not going to get into all that now. I think I've said what I wanted to say about this, and this recording has gone almost 40 minutes of me plucking around on an online piano trying to work it out. So I'll digress there, and thank you all so very much for watching. Like I said earlier, I know there are many other songs for me to get to yet, and I will be getting to a few of them. Let me know down below which ones I should get to first, and I will do my best as always. And otherwise, if you just liked this video and you want to follow me and support me to see more, maybe when I don't have a giant band-aid on my forehead covering up my sins, I'll always be here. So thank you all so very much for watching yet again, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!